Look, we're listening to
But
this.
it's true.
Thanks.
It's just a lovely, lovely thing.
You're not
isn't
wrong.
it?
You're not wrong. 15 years since it went straight to #1, that song. Since then, James Blunt has sold over 20 million albums, played the main stage at Glastonbury, and made a name for himself as one of the funniest celebs on Twitter.
He's back with a new album, Once Upon a Mind, which he says is his most honest and personal yet. And here to answer the question, was that song written for Ben Shephard?
It was for
You're
you.
beautiful. Oh, was it me?
Yeah, of course.
I always secretly dreamed.
You're going to wish you hadn't said that, James. Suddenly you're going to get
man, I
stalked.
love that. I love that. Goodness me, well, that's thrown me. Tell me about the new album, the most honest and personal yet.
Yeah.
What's on there that we're going to find out about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's some things have been going on in my life that I've needed to write about. My father's not very well, actually. He needs a new kidney, and he's a kidney donor. And I've come on here to ask you what blood group you are, and if you're an O positive,
right,
I'll take it off you.
Oh, really?
You offered your own kidney,
I'm
didn't
not
you?
a match.
One of them.
And so really that's been an amazing moment, because I've then realised, you know, when you realise your father's own mortality, it's a great opportunity to say the things I'd like to say to him. So I've written a song called Monsters for him. It says, I'm not your son, you're not my father, we're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And so it's, you know, a deeply moving and touching song. But it's not all misery on the album. I've got songs for my children who are hugely inspiring to me. I go away on tour a lot and leave my wife to pick up the pieces of that new family, and so there are songs on there for her too.
What about your children? Are they aware yet that their dad is a megastar, having sold millions of albums?
Well,
are
the nice
you
thing
still
about
embarrassing dad?
I'll always be an embarrassing father. But I think the nice thing about children is they don't elevate any one job to the next. You know.
Do they have any talent yet? Are you watching them, waiting to see? Have you given them a guitar? Have you tried to?
What
see
I've
them
realised
sing
is they've
along?
got great taste in music, because when I start playing mine, they start screaming, "Stop!"
So you go on tour for like 18 months, and then when you come back, you decide to open a pub and go down the pub.
Yeah.
Your missus must be delighted with you.
No, we're both alcoholics, so we both enjoy it. Fox and Pheasant in Chelsea,
I like Pheasant.
And it's an amazing pub. And I was down there pulling pints yesterday.
And you're heavily involved. It's not just something you're doing from afar. You're behind the bar. You're talking about what you're stocking, the menu.
Yeah, completely. I'm heavily involved with the whole refurb, with all of it. I love it. It's a really fun. You know, people say, "Where should we go tonight?" I say, "I own a pub. Let's go there." And it's a great, fun place to be.
And you actually pull the pints?
I do. I mean, I've got very good staff who try and keep me out of the way. They're slightly embarrassed. They try and keep me in the pot wash instead. But yeah, I'm.
Do you
play
play
your
your song?
music?
Yeah.
I can say, yeah. We do play music. We generally try and stay away from mine, apart from maybe 5 to midnight when we want people to clear out. Hey, you're beautiful, and everyone goes.
See, no, it's really interesting that you say that you've written this song for your dad because your dad is very ill, and you sort of went through those words. But what I find fascinating, James, is you're so brilliant at explaining feelings and your feelings, and yet you sort of can't say that to him. You had to write it in a song.
Yeah, and you know, I take the mickey out of myself a lot, but I take the music I do very seriously, and you know, I got into music because it's a better way of communicating for me than in conversation. I'm a man out of the army, unable to express myself, and in these songs I really can say things that I wouldn't have otherwise. And so, you know, the single you've been playing is for my wife. I go away and leave her to pick up the pieces, and it's to say to her there's an ocean between us, but without you I'm just cold. And you know, it's a wonderful thing to have these opportunities to say these things to the people that I love and leave behind.
Your words are very telling and also very entertaining on Twitter as well. I understand you check in about once every month, but some of the tweets that you've put out has turned you into a bit of a Twitter internet star. We've got some of them.
Let's have a look.
We've put them on the biggest screen we could possibly find.
there you go.
Someone said this: why does James Blunt have 1 million followers? He stopped being relevant in 2009, and you replied, 2006, actually. I think we've got another one we could do for you. James Blunt just has an annoying face and a highly irritating voice. And you replied...
No mortgage.
And no... I mean,
that's a boom,
these tweets are so brilliantly cutting and a fantastic response to those people that are sort of trying to throw sort of either some sort of shade at you. Do you take a long time over planning them, or is it just an instant response?
If I'm honest, I don't write them myself. Prince Philip does it for me.
He's got the best turn of phrase.
Yeah, I just think we are really unpleasant to each other online, and you know, and the real world seems to be so positive. I do these concerts to thousands of people, and then people say, "Oh, how are you dealing with all the negativity?" And you go, "What negativity?" And it's just dedicated to Twitter and online, and I think we should laugh at ourselves for even focusing on that. We should be focusing on the real world out there that's much more positive.
I know you went to the royal family. You know Prince Harry, you know Meghan. You went to their wedding. They've both been talking about the comments they've had and the difficulty they have with those comments.
Might have spoken briefly about it. What I think I can see is that they seem to be on the cover of the newspapers a lot, and it seems to be quite vitriolic quite a lot of the time. And the people that I know, especially him, I know from the army, is a very nice man, a really phenomenal soldier who does a lot of work for other people, for charities, for veterans, for the Centre Barley charity is for Africa, for children in Africa. And so I think under great scrutiny, they seem to try a lot for other people. So the vitriol seems a bit like leaning on bullying to me.
James, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming and good luck with Once Upon a Mind. It's really, really lovely and it's brilliant. I mean, and this look at the colour of that.
Always good to see him.
Vinyl.
Turquoise, the turquoise sea of Ibiza. Yeah.